We just got our biggest update of College Football 26 and our first update with some official patch notes, as this update touches on every single game mode in the game, as well as a lot of gameplay fixes that were sorely needed. So if you guys want to see all the latest updates and issues that were addressed in this patch, stick around after the intro. If you guys need fast, cheap, reliable coins for your ultimate team, check out my coin sponsors at MMOXP.com and use discount code MONEYSHOT for 6% off your order. Link in the description below.
The champ is here!
Now, this update was a little bit of a surprise because I didn't see any information. Typically on Twitter, on their X accounts, they'll post things about server maintenance updates that are going to be happening, so you have an idea that an update is coming. And I also didn't see an update when I hopped on the game. When I turned on my game, College Football 26 today, I did not see any update or any progress bar like you typically see. So either it was a really quick update or I just missed these information. But at the end of the day, I did find a campus huddle. It says title update 2, although there wasn't an official title update prior. I did put out 2 previous videos about title updates, but they were not necessarily the type that had a full campus huddle on EA's official website like this one is. So this one here is the first official title update that actually has a campus huddle explaining all the things that they fixed, and it's dated July 22nd. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start off with the gameplay updates, but before I do, if you guys want to see more videos like this, please make sure to be a subscriber, hit the like button, let me know in the comment section, and I'll continue to give you guys update information as it's available. Now the first one says, fixed an issue where play art remained visible after the snap when using home field advantage. Now it's not something that happens just during home field advantage. This also happens a lot in practice mode. So that's something that they might have not completely fixed, but hopefully they fix it in game. I'm not as concerned with practice mode, but like I said, it's still kind of weird based on the fact that it is also in practice mode in other game modes, I'm sure, when you're not in home field advantage, I would imagine. Next up, it says fixed a rare issue causing a player to freeze in place during hit stick attempts, which is something that I can't say that I noticed too much. If you guys noticed any of these, let everybody know in the comment section, but I can't say I've noticed that too much when it comes to hit sticks. Although I have noticed, and I've pointed this out, and they said they patched this in a previous patch where linebackers would freeze when trying to fill gaps and stuff like that. It says fix an issue preventing stunts and twists from activating properly when selecting from the play call menu in online games. Now this was something that I pointed out in my first gameplay video that I put out that was a super annoying thing that you can do on field, and it took me a little while to figure out that you can get all access to all of the stunts and twists on field, but it's much better to do it from the menu. So it saves a couple of steps online. I mean, to do the same stunt and twist that I was trying to do on field in my gameplay video that I put out just yesterday, which I'll have some information popping up. If you guys want to check that out, I have it popping up in the top right hand corner right now as I go over the best stunt and twist to use in the game, and I'll also have it on screen at the end of the video guys, if you guys want to check that out. But I show you guys the best stunt and twist to use in the entire game. It's an absolute cheat code, and it's nice to know that I can now do it from the play call menu rather than just on field, because there's 4 steps to do it on field when you can just do it in the play call menu and save all that time and make other adjustments, which is obviously important. So I'm glad that they fixed that. Next up, it says fix an issue sometimes preventing a catch animation from playing when clicking on and taking control of a wide receiver during the route. That happens a lot when people try to click on and you get this you get this basically like forced, you can't do anything to possibly catch the ball. So that's not something that people are going to miss, but it's not like receivers aren't overpowered anyway. I mean, you already have people basically just spamming rocket catching and stuff like that, and you can moss an entire crowd of people pretty easily in this game. So that almost was like, at least that was something to kind of balance receivers. But that's something that I hear people complain about the most, is the fact that people are just aggroing every single catch to the point where I wasn't necessarily mad about this particular one. They could have left that in the game. It says variety of tuning and animation-based improvements to physics-based tackling, and it also says the same thing, variety of game stability improvements. And then it says fix an issue causing blockers on power O plays to sometimes take their initial movement in the wrong direction, which I've also noticed where a lot of times, especially if you motion a guy that's supposed to pull in a certain way, sometimes he's just going to go wherever the hell he wants, and it's just totally weird. So that's it for gameplay. They have a lot of Dynasty fixes as well. Number 1 says, and this is something I hear a lot of complaints about, reduce the chance of rain in Dynasty and Road to Glory games. A lot of people complain that it's like every single game is just pouring rain because they want to show off their new weather in the game, I guess. It also says fix an issue where cold weather and snow could occur in warm weather climates during college football games. So apparently, they were going for realism. They're talking about how the lighting would change to real time, but apparently they were having snow games where there's no real snow. Also says fix an issue where starters who were juniors could decide to transfer due to playing time, which is another big thing that a lot of people are complaining about, is just everybody on their entire roster just transferring constantly in mass. So that might be directed more towards just trying to keep people on their actual team rather than so many transfers going around. I think that might be the case there. Next up, it says fixed an issue where only the IBL column was showing for fullbacks in redshirt player spreadsheets. Not a huge one right there. It says fixed an issue preventing players from entering free practice, which I didn't even know was an issue. I have an offline dynasty. I've never had an issue getting into free practice. That's kind of weird. Then it says fix an issue where the game could freeze during overtime when playing the moments. Next up, I did a video last week about an update that they put out where there really wasn't patch notes, and they said that these updates were only available in online dynasties. Well, it says now these will be available in offline dynasties, which is something that they promised in that. So I'll go over these changes really quickly, but if you guys want to see a more in-depth breakdown of this stuff, I will have the video that I previously made popping up in the top right-hand corner right now, as well as on screen at the end of the video. One of them was about the skill cap penalty that you would get when changing positions. Well, they reworked that. So now running backs, fullbacks, they can switch positions with no issues. Offensive linemen, any position could switch with no problems. Defensive linemen can switch with no problems. Linebackers, defensive backs, including cornerbacks and safeties, and specialists, including kickers and punters, can all switch without the same skill cap penalty. They also addressed some sort of coaching point exploit where you could basically retire and then create a new coaching character. I'm not sure what that gave you. They also nerfed the motivator tier 1, reducing the impact of the reach your potential ability for better coachability and recruiting balance. Says this affects the influence given to recruits when a player at their their position hits a skill group cap. So all this stuff, like I said, there's a couple more here that are kind of small, but if you guys want to check that out, like I said, check out the other video I already made about that. Now, they do have something here about Road to Glory. It said fixed an issue where the pre-order bonus would be applied at the start of your second season after redshirting, which is the only thing that they fixed on Road to Glory here. They also have some MUT stuff. I'll save that for last. Next up, we're going to go over presentation. It said made an adjustment to the first down rules at Michigan. Doesn't really explain anything more than that. It says fix an issue allowing an opposing player to participate in the Gator Chomp on-field celebration, which is definitely weird. Fix an issue so that Nebraska's throw bone celebration is used only on defense. Fix an issue where Missouri State and Delaware's bowl and playoff end zones had a generic coloring to them. Fix an issue where the Texas State Cannon touchdown celebration was in the wrong location. Fix an issue where camera obstructions would occur during certain scenes. And then last but not least, we have the online Ultimate Team, which sounds a little bit, these things kind of sound like more like promotions. It says campaigns, leaderboard campaigns, which it says is a new limited time competition tied specifically or to specific programs that will place you on a leaderboard with a small group of players, making every game impactful. These will be available right from the Ultimate Team main menu. It says whether you prefer to play head-to-head or solo play, your performance on key objectives like points scored or wins will determine your leaderboard placement. These will vary with each program that campaigns are associated with, and what you earn will vary depending on the tier that you unlock. They also have some sort of event lineup building challenge. It says we're introducing new types of events that will challenge players to build their best team within a set of team requirements in order to enter program-specific events, as well as an easier way for users to alter their lineup to meet these requirements. E.g., build your strongest, which is an option. You can always build your highest overall and stuff like that. It says all SEC teams take on other players in the head-to-head conference clash event. Says head to event screen to find information. Says directly from the lineup screen, you'll be able to browse which events are currently available and get information. As you know, obviously this stuff's all in Ultimate Team if you guys like to play college Ultimate Team. It says we also updated the progress and rewards screens for players so that they are now easier to understand. So that's all the information that they have right here. They basically just say, thank you guys for your support and all that stuff. And I'm going to end the video there. But if you guys want to see the best stunts and twists to use in the new system that they just patched, I'll have that pop up on the screen, as well as a video explaining more in depth the Dynasty update that they made, because it was out about a week ago. So I'll have that pop up on the screen. Just click links if you guys want to watch that. Other than that, thanks for watching, man. My shit out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.